Okay, so welcome to the first ever in the series of Unveiling the Secrets of. And today I've got with me a gorgeous human by the name of Peter Di Prinzio. And I've known Peter for going on 10 years now?
Yes, about
Yeah,
that.
easily. And Peter's got a phenomenal story that's been impacting the lives of so many people across the globe. And if you haven't heard Peter's story, now's your chance. So sit back, grab a cup of tea, and I'm going to hand it over to Peter. Peter, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Noel. I appreciate your invitation to allow me today to share my story. Um, I know we've got half an hour. Normally, my talk goes for an hour and a half, but I'll condense it for you. So,
Thank you.
yeah, look, I'm the thing about me that I've gone the last 40 years, Noel. You probably know a little bit about my story. 40 years that I've gone through hardships, obstacles, and adversity. Um, and it's interesting because 40 years ago, I wanted to be a speaker, and I didn't know. I was a young kid then, 21. I didn't know how, what, when. And someone said to me, mate, to be a good speaker, you need to have a good story to share. And I didn't know what they meant by that. Well, it's interesting because I found in life, once you put out your goals, your dreams, your desires out to the universe or to God or whatever you were believing, what happens is the universe or God or whatever starts to shape those desires, those dreams and goals for you. But it will allow you to go through obstacles and adversity to be able to then achieve it. So many times, Noel, we've heard, oh, the secret to success is set a goal, set a dream, and go for it.
Mm,
Well, that's not actually true. The
yeah,
true secret to achieving things in life is actually set a goal, believe it, see it in your mind, subconscious, and what happens? It's already there. I mean, we've heard
that's
this through
right.
the law of attraction.
Yeah,
So it's already there. It's out in front of you.
yeah.
What happens then? That goal, that dream, which in my case was I wanted to be a public speaker, was it draws you to it like a magnet. But whilst it draws you to it, the universe, the devil, whatever you want to call it, starts putting obstacles in your path. And
Okay.
most people, 98% of the people, by the time they hit one to the third, fourth, they give up. They go, this is too hard, can't achieve it, it's too hard, and they walk away. And that's where I didn't give up. That's why my brand Never Give Up, NVGVUP, is no matter what, you never give up, because it took me 40 years, 40, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 4 years, 40 years to achieve what I do today. So to answer your question, I've gone through hell and back. Um, I'm not going to share everything because then it'll spoil the movie if people come to my event. But I've gone through divorce. I've gone through being diagnosed with depression. I've gone through suicide. I've gone through terminal cancer, getting told 9 years ago, this is how long you got to live, and you'll never walk whilst you're alive. You'll be in a wheelchair. That was 9 years ago. Financial ruins, on the street for 3 weeks, lived on the street in my car. So I've been through it all. I've
Mm,
been through it. And there's a few other things, but I won't spoil it. But one thing I have learned over the years, life will throw things at you, Noel. It will throw things at you. You either, one of the things that I use, you either react or you respond to circumstance. React is a negative, respond is a positive. Now, how do you do that? Well, you sit back, you look at the alternative. And I used to say to myself, okay, for instance, terminal cancer. They've given me extra time to live. They said I'll never walk again. What am I going to do? Am I going to accept that? Or am I going to subconsciously say, no, not going to accept it. And I'm going to fight and have a goal and a purpose to keep alive. That's what I did. What most people do know, well, unfortunately, they just accept circumstances. They think
mm,
this is it. This is life. Why me? Victim. And you can't play the victim anymore. If anybody, I should be, why me? Why me? I haven't seen
mm.
my daughter in 15 years when my ex left me. Now, whatever the reason is, but I still haven't seen her. So I could play the victim all day long, financially, depression, suicide, divorce, living on the street, terminal cancer. My father died from cancer. My sister's got MS. She's in bedridden. My mother had prostate cancer. I mean, how much more did life want to destroy us? But I never gave up. I had this attitude about no matter what you throw at me, I will keep coming back. I will keep coming back. I will keep coming back. And thank God, I've got no grey hair. I don't dye my hair. So people think, hang on, you're 61. Everything you've been through. You don't look your age. You don't go have great. What's the secret? Well, the secret is purpose. Purpose. If you have a purpose in life, if you have a reason, Noel, to wake up tomorrow morning and the next, that keeps you alive. That keeps your body active. That keeps your body going. Yeah. You set a goal subconsciously, a dream, a desire, that then your body responds to that. And that's what I did. That's all I did. And today I share my story. I share my techniques, my workshops, and my methods of mindset is the most important. Yeah. Our subconscious mind is the most important weapon we've all been born with. All of us.
Yeah, that's
from
right.
day one.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Oh, the thing is, none of us. 100%. I agree with you. We're on the same page. Can I ask you though, because you've given us so many beautiful golden nuggets there to chew on. So I want to start breaking that down so people can actually digest what you've said. Yeah. Sure. One question I've got for you is, at what point in this journey of yours, and I've heard your story many times and it's phenomenal, but at what point did you feel that connection of the neurons in your brain that said, no, I'm meant for more than this, I will not give up? Do you remember that point in time? Oh. You made that conscious, from the subconscious to the conscious, you made a decision. When was that?
Well, probably more than like was 9 years ago when the last thing that I went through was the terminal cancer. Because I remember when that doctor said to me that Thursday night in July 2014, he said, Peter, you got terminal cancer. There's no cure. This is how long you got to live. You won't be able to walk while you're alive, but we'll make your life as, da-da-da. I remember it was that point I thought, no, this, I don't go through all this now to end today. The movie does not end now. The story does not end now. There's one more chapter. I have the pen. I'm the author. I'm the director of this movie. I'll end it the way I want it to end. And that's really when I knew that I had to then do everything in my power, my subconscious power, to know I had to have a purpose for my body now, because the cancer was in me. Trust me, I was on morphine. I was in a lot of pain. I had what they call multiple myeloma, which is a bone marrow cancer, right? I was in a lot of pain. But I had to then say, no, I need to take control. You know, a laptop, a computer, like this now, we know that we get a virus. It comes up and you know it's a virus. Yeah. What do? You delete it, and then you delete it from the delete box, yeah? Because if you download that virus, it'll take control of your whole, it'll just ruin the whole computer, laptop, whatever.
That's right.
Your subconscious is exactly the same. If I accept circumstances, the not seeing my daughter, the suicide, the supposedly depression, the terminal cancer, financial, if I accepted that, my whole body, I'll download it. And my body then will react, not respond, react. And that's where people then go, suicide and literally end their life, or just go on the street. They just give up everything, lose everything. And we can't do that. Life was meant, in the Bible it says, I never said it was easy. I said it's worth it. So life wasn't meant to be easy, but it was meant to be worth it. And how do you do that? You never give up. You need to take control of circumstances.
Yeah, no, look, I completely agree with you. Let's, again, break that down even further. So for anyone listening that's at that point, whether at crossroads and they can either go this way or that way, they can either, let's just say there's another person in your shoes and they don't know what to do next. They don't have the training or the resilience or the mindset or whatever it is. What's one thing that you can say to these people, or this one person, that's on the tipping edge of life? What's one piece of
Meaning,
advice you would give to that person?
are you talking about that this person, whoever it may be at crossroads? Which way do I go?
Which way do I
Okay,
go?
so
I can either end my life and take an exit point, or I can
that's
just
right.
go over into alcoholism or whatever. They don't have the mindset, they don't have the training of the mindset, that
Yep.
you have, right? They just
Yep.
have lived
So,
in this world of absolute chaos and they need an answer. So give me one little nugget for that one person.
well, okay, a little nugget is actually a big nugget, but
Yeah.
it's simple. Probably some of us have heard this, but it's simple because I did that. I did this myself. So the old story, yeah, you get a page and you draw a line right in the
Mm,
middle,
mm.
right? Draw a line in the middle, and you put down, okay, I'm at this situation in my life. Now, if I
Yeah.
give up right now, what will be the consequences? And write down what
Yes.
will happen to you. Then on the other hand, you put, okay, I'm at this point in my life. If I don't give up and I keep going with a
Yeah.
positive mindset, what will be the benefits? And I guarantee you the benefits will outweigh the consequences, right? A
Yeah.
lot of people only see the consequences and I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. But you can. You
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
Take the
but
key away
that's
from the car.
overwhelming. That's sorry to interrupt, but that's and I know exactly where you're coming from. But that can be so overwhelming to a person where it engulfs their whole being. They can't see clear of it. Do you suggest that they reach out to someone? Do you suggest?
Well,
I
okay.
love your idea of writing things down, the pros and cons of staying here. Yeah, so a
Look,
practical piece of advice.
yeah, look, absolutely. If you need to, and I know that if there's any male watching this, males don't reach out because
Mm,
it's that thing about being a
mm,
male. You know, I get that, but
mm.
what my suggestion is, please do, even if it's to you or to me,
Yeah,
please just chat to somebody. Chat to somebody. I did that. I chatted to
yeah,
one of my mates. That's what I did. I went for a coffee with him. Yeah, it's probably not the manly thing to do, but I went for a coffee with him. And I remember I could tell his name. His name is Steph. He's an Italian boy. I've known him for years. And I opened up to him. I
mm,
opened up to him. And the funny part about it, that's the time when he grabbed my hand and he pulled out $50 and he put in my hand. This is when I was down and out. And he
mm,
closed it and he said, I'm not giving this to you because you need it.
mm,
I'm giving this to you, Peter, because I never want to see you in this position ever again. And
mm.
that point, I changed. So that
Beautiful. Yep,
little, reaching out
yep.
helped. Now,
That's it.
with
Yep.
women, they're a lot easier. They'll call their friends and that. But yeah,
Yeah.
do reach out.
Genuinely. Yeah.
Do reach out. But the most important thing is, please, the most important thing is that whatever remember this, no lock, no lock is created without a key. Not one
Yeah.
lock on this planet
Yeah.
is created without a key. So there's not one problem on this planet without a solution. Not one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you have problems, you
Mm,
have a solution, but you've got to find it. And
mm.
by giving up and saying, I can't do this anymore, is not unlocking the problem.
Yeah.
You're giving into the problem. You are locked out. You need to get that solution, unlock it, and keep moving forward.
Oh yeah. Absolutely agree. And I love that. I love that story where he put the $50 in your hand. That $50 was an energetic thing for you that changed your mindset. I see that as something that sparked your brain going, yeah, I can do this, right? It was that one thing that you needed, that the firing of the neurons that created a new way of belief. And I think the
That's right.
$50 was that key in the lock that unlocked it for you. And you're right, it wasn't the
Exactly.
money, it was the symbolism of the money. And what I believe is you are just one split second away from greatness. And that greatness is any decision that you make. You're one split second away from that, right?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And do you
Yeah.
know, and this is, people need to adjust to circumstances. Do you
Mm,
know that if someone catches an A380, and I just come back from overseas, told you
mm,
I represented Australian football, right? Which is
mm.
very interesting because 9 years ago, I never walk again. Here I am. I went
Yeah.
to a World Cup representing football. So, but did you know that when I catch a plane here, when I did, the A380, going to London. Do you know that that plane, to get to its destination, actually changes its course, even though it might be a point of a degree, 10,000 times in that journey.
Yeah.
In that journey. So,
yeah,
takes off Sydney, lands in Heathrow. In that journey,
yeah,
it can, up to 10,000 times, it changes its destination.
Yeah.
Life is the same. We may have to change a little bit to left, a little bit to the right, do this, do that, but you need to do it to get to your destination.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Because you hit a brick wall,
right.
you go, okay, I've got to change there. So, but people don't. They give up. They think, I'm off course. What do I do? They panic. No.
Yeah.
You need to work with life. Life can be beautiful. I'm telling you now. I smile, and I've been through hell in my life. You know why? Because life is beautiful, what it has to offer. And I only saw this, Noel, I only saw what life can offer because I never gave up. Because let me tell you, so many times I could have given up and I wouldn't be here having this interview with you. You know, it's a mindset, subconscious thing. It's neurons, like you said, it's in the mind. You've got to have something spark that off.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, I come at it also from the energetic perspective as well.
Sure.
And I truly believe that beliefs and thoughts are powerful. They spark electricity, they change our energetic makeup. Does that make sense? They change
100%. I totally agree.
They change how we respond to any situation. They change our view of reality. They change what we're actually physically seeing in the world. Right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, as you know, around the world, and as I said, even in England, I was talking to people on the plane. People are worried. They're scared.
Yeah.
They feel that there's no hope.
Yeah.
You know, which is very sad. Young people think there's no future because of the negativity, because of the government's. And I'm not going to go down that track, but you know where I'm coming from. The ones who are listening to this, you know where I'm coming from. So there's people like yourself, there's people like myself and others that are saying, hey, you know what? Screw it. Let them think, let them say whatever they want. You don't need to be part of that. Do you know, over the years, I'm 61, over the years, I met people, whilst we're in through recessions, people made millions of dollars. And when they questioned these people and said, but how? There was a recession. You know what the answer was? I didn't join it.
Yes.
I didn't believe it. Yes. I didn't join it. So there's a message there. In life, whatever happens, whatever the government tells you, whatever, don't join it. Don't accept it. Just make it happen. Your future, everyone's destiny is in your control. Here, between those, this is it. That 6 inches, whatever it is, that's the key. There it is. That's the key to everything in life. Between there and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the key.
Oh, it's a huge part of it, because, you know, the brain, any thought that emanates from, that is created in the brain becomes physical reality. That's my belief.
Absolutely. 100%.
And also what just going on that vein of belief, I think and I want you to speak to this as well, I think it is vital of importance that you have belief in yourself.
Oh, if you don't believe in yourself, or if you don't love yourself, how can others believe in you and love you too? You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It starts from you. I had to believe in, but I'm a school dropout. I left school at 15. I'm a school dropout. I've got no school certificate, no high school certificate, no college, nothing. But what I do have, we've all read it before, is a university of knockbacks in life. And that's what I have, a degree. But I had to believe in Peter Di Prinzio. I had to believe when an oncologist who's got a university degree says, Peter, this is a diagnosis. Then Peter comes along, a school dropout, and says, that's okay, doctor, with all due respect, it's not going to happen, because that's exactly what I said to him. That means I had total faith and belief in myself, my body, my subconscious, that I could overcome that terminal cancer.
Absolutely.
And I did. Here I am today.
Did your belief also extend outside of yourself?
Well, of course, I believe in a hope. I believe in God,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that people have got to believe in a God, but there's always comfort in knowing that there's a divine intervention or something out there, some form of energy that you can connect with, and will help you grow and overcome and do things in life that you as a human find it impossible. But out there, nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
Together, it makes it happen.
Yeah,
That's called
absolutely.
faith. That's called faith. That's
Absolutely.
called
Yeah.
miracles.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. That's it.
exactly.
You know?
And you know what? People can put whatever label or terminology that they
Oh,
like on it that makes them comfortable. That's fine. That's fine. I believe in
yeah,
a
no.
I believe in a higher power. I believe in universal consciousness. I believe that God emanates from my center, and I am the center of creation for me. So I create my beliefs. I
Yeah.
create my reality, and that's what I teach people. So I know that your message is one of hope, and I love that. I think that again, on the topic of the global consciousness, it's like putting water in a cup. If you fill that cup up with fear and dread and doubt and chaos, it's going to overflow and spill out like a tsunami, right? So
That's
we
right.
want to put hope in that cup. I want to put the what would you call it? Spiritual truth, spiritual laws, and I want that to become part of the global or the universal consciousness that can spill out like a tsunami over the people. Right? Let
That's
me
right.
ask you this one final question. I want you to really think about this. And I really loved our talk, by the way, and it's gone so quickly, so we have to do this again and really expand on these
Sure.
topics. All right, this one question.
Anytime.
So I am a firm believer that we have multiple timelines interacting constantly, infinite timelines, infinite possibilities, infinite outcomes, right? So on some cosmic level, there's still a small child out there whose name is Peter Di Prinzio, and he's 12 years old and he's living his life. Okay, cheeky little bugger he is. I want you to go, just in your mind's eye, I want you to go and meet him where he's at. And I want you to look him in the eyes and I want you to say to him, what? What do you want to tell your 12-year-old self? That's going to change the trajectory of his life.
Okay. An interesting question.
Mm.
Well, I suppose I can answer it this way. I know that some people are going to get upset with this because of the left woke thinking, but I'm going to say it straight. And I say this on stage. Life, and this 12-year-old, so this Peter Di Prinzio, 12 years old, what would I say to him straight to his face? I would say this to him. I would say, Peter, listen to me and listen to me carefully. Life is about winning. It is about winning. None of this rubbish. Little Johnny goes in this race, comes last, and they give him a certificate of, what do they call it?
Participation.
That's it. Because you were,
Participation. Yeah.
that's it. That's the biggest load of rubbish and crap I've ever heard. Because let me tell you about Johnny. They keep doing this to Johnny and these little 12-year-olds and this little 12-year-old Peter Di Prinzio. And what they're teaching these young people, who, by the way, in 20, 30, 40 years' time are our future leaders, politicians, mums, dads, business people, you know what I mean? Community leaders. If we don't get their mindset right now, we're screwed. So we have to tell these little Peters and little Johnnies, no, it is about winning. It is about winning, because if they keep listening to what's happening at schools and what's happening around the world, these little kids, little Peters or Johnnies, are going to go in life and they're going to fail. And they're going to fail and they're going to fail. But it's okay, because they've been told it's all about, participation. So they get married, they divorce. It's okay. It's all about trying. They go into business, they go broke, they go financial broke, and they keep going broke. That's okay, because their mindset is telling them it's not about winning, it's just about participation. Rubbish. I take little Peter, I take little Johnny, I say, listen to me. You came in 5th out of 5. Not a problem. You get back and you race again. Now your goal is to go 3rd. And then you come 3rd. And you don't stop until you do. And when you come third, guess what your next goal is? First. And it is about winning. Everything in life is about winning. How do I know this? And I'll finish it by saying this. Every single one of us, when we're born, we have this DNA in us that says anything you set out to do, you've got to accomplish it. And you don't stop until you accomplish it and finish it. How do I know this? Well, we've all had children. When a child is born and it starts to walk, what happens? Does it know how to walk? No. But it starts to wobble. It may fall, the baby. It may hit its head, gets a bruise, it cries for hours. Does that baby stop walking? Of course not. Why? Because it knows it's got to keep going until it accomplishes to walk. And then what happens? We walk, we run, we sprint. 9 years old, 7 years old, what happens? We get on the bike for the first time. Do we know how to ride a bike? Absolutely not. We wobble, we fall, we scratch our arm, we may even break our arm. But does that 7, 8-year-old stop riding that bike? No. Why? Because it's in their DNA. Have to accomplish it at all costs, no fear, never giving up. The problem is, Noel, is that little Peter, 12 years old, when he turns 13, 14, 15, you're going to go to school, your friends, you're going to read, your parents, your next door neighbors, your family are going to start saying, no, it's impossible. Don't do that. That's too hard. You'll never do that. Don't. And then all of a sudden their mindset is then reformed and programmed to not try or to give up, or it won't happen. Do you see my point? So I'm coming back in now saying to Peter Di Prinzio, who's 12 years old, mate, whatever's going to happen in the future, they're going to tell you, society's going to tell you it's too hard. It won't happen. Oh, terminal cancer, it's terminal. You won't. No, don't accept it. Once you accept it, it's like this. If you don't control circumstances around you, then circumstances around you is going to control you. Right. And that's it. That's the key.
Beautiful. So little Peter Di Prinzio, 12 years old, snotty nose on a bike. It's just be mindful of your mindset, basically. Yeah? Just be mindful of your mindset.
Just never give up.
Never give up.
Yeah. You're going to crash. You're going to fall. You get back on that bike and you keep going until you know how to ride that bike. And you can go as far as you want to your destination.
Correct.
You're in control.
Love that. Thank you, Peter. I do want to do this with you again because I just want to keep fleshing this out and fleshing this out. There's so much to cover here. Thank you so much for your time.
Anytime. Thank you for having me. And let's do it again. And let's give hope to the world.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you. Thanks, Peter. Bye.
Ciao. Bye-bye.